Hello everybody, we're back with eFootball 2025 and today we're going to be talking about skills. I think I told you during the previous video that somebody asked me to do something like a top 10 of the best skills in the game, and I said it was kind of difficult or maybe impossible because you have to do it with thinking about the different positions. So in the end, I find out there are 10 general best skills, and I'm going to tell you which those skills are, and we're going to do the division depending on the position. So that's what we're gonna do. Also, I want you to remember that right now we have the 300 free coins if you have PlayStation Plus. If you have PlayStation Plus, every 3 months you get 300 free coins. I think I don't know if the month already changed, the first pack, maybe first, second pack. But you always have that option. If you didn't claim those 300 coins, do it. I can't do it anymore because I'm not paying for the service right now because it's too expensive for me. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, right? Oh, having money, it's so good. And being poor is so not good. All right. So, first, I'm going to say that probably the best 10 skills are... Okay, no. We're going to start another way. There are 2 skills, I think, that are completely and utterly general. They should be placed in every player. That those are fighting spirit and outside curler, which I think this guy has, right? Like outside curler, fighting spirit. Okay. Those 2 are good for defenders because, fighting spirit makes the player last longer when it comes to stamina, and they play with more physical strength because they are inflamed by mental energy. we could say it like that. So they have fighting spirit. With that fighting spirit, they go and crash against other players with more emphasis, and they slide better. They can score from difficult positions. So yeah, as a general rule, fighting spirit helps in every position. And outside curler makes passes faster. When a player needs to pass the ball, they're gonna start trying to place their bodies to favor the dominant leg. But if you have outside curler, instead of wasting time placing the body or finding the best position, they're gonna try to trick kick the ball with the outside of the foot. And it doesn't really matter. I think they do it with the dominant leg and with the non-dominant leg. But they're going to do it often with the dominant leg, and that's going to save lots of time. Saving lots of time avoids being shoulder tackled and that kind of thing. You know, if you take time to pass the ball, you're going to be intercepted, you're going to be either shoulder tackled or the other one, like the foot one. And yeah, that's the way you lose games. So outside curler is super important. I think when you need to think about the 10 most important skills, then you need to go for fighting spirit, outside curler, one touch pass, one touch or one time shot, through passing, sliding tackle, long range curler, probably long range shooter, aerial superiority, and that's more or less it. I'm gonna talk about the positions, and probably I'm gonna find another one. But you know, the way I think about it is this way: forwards, midfielders, and defenders. Ah, yeah, I remembered. Okay, wait. The other one is low punt, but that's only for goalkeepers. But it's super top tier, because goalkeepers, in my opinion, they only need to have low punt to be playable. If you want to have a properly competitive goalkeeper, then you need everything that this Courtois has, plus captaincy and penalty saver. But okay, so there was no space for those. Something more like this guy. This guy is better. Penalty saver, captaincy, long throws, high punt, low punt, and then in order, outside curler, one touch pass, fighting spirit, weighted pass. Maybe low lofted pass, depending on you. I have weighted pass with this one and low lofted pass with Courtois. Okay, so what I was saying before was, it doesn't matter the position. Defenders are gonna be in the need of sliding tackle. Midfielders are going to be much better with sliding tackle. I mean, I'm counting Davids as a midfielder, because this DMF, well, I mean, it's a DMF, defensive midfielder, so fuck it, yeah, midfielders. But forwards are also gonna be favored by a sliding tackle, because sometimes they pressure, you try to reach a guy like running with all your strength, and you send that sliding tackle as a Hail Mary to get the ball. And okay, so then by definition it's going to be used by forwards. So I think sliding tackle is like a universal skill. I won't be adding sliding tackle to my forwards because there is no space. You need more or less 15 skills to make a top tier player. So there is no space. But having said that, if the forward comes with sliding tackle, which is very strange, it will be very strange, then it's a good addition. It's not something to say, oh, wow, wasted skill. No. It's going to be good. Same happens with interception. This guy needs interception. Midfielders need interception. But forwards with interception and sometimes these track back are very good. Those are very good added skills, because they are going to be placing themselves in front of fullbacks and some of the center backs, and they're going to be able to intercept passes. They're going to have more chances of intercepting passes. So interception is good for every player on the team. Having said that, I won't add interception to my forwards, nor to my fake midfielders, because these guys are meant to be fake midfielders and they play as wingers. But your AMF should have interception. If you can have a semi-defensive AMF with interception, then you have a better team. So that's why Kimmich plays CMF. Plus, this card is a very special one. I talked like a million times about this one that comes with lots of jumping. Very, very special card. Very difficult to replace. Very difficult to replace. It's annoying, but yeah, super difficult to replace. But I have also something like this. You see? Quite good at defending, but also with finishing and tight possession and balance. Okay, of course, this is a very, very good card, but he has interception straight out of the factory. So it's not just me. So this guy is AMF whole player, but he has interception because it's a very good addition when you have a hybrid defensive attacking player. AMF. Same happens here. He comes with interception. I added blocker. I'm thinking about replacing blocker with heel trick, but I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe I'm gonna replace soul control. But yeah, it's a very complicated decision because if I replace soul control, that is worse for my, for Kimmich to play DMF. If I replace double touch, it's gonna be worse for him as an AMF. And if I replace blocker, it's gonna be bad for fullback and DMF. And yeah, probably I should replace double touch. It's so annoying to replace double touch. Sucks so much. I don't know. Need to think about it. All right, so that's interception. Aerial superiority. Again, good for forward. They need to score. Good for midfielders because they need to control the midfield. Good for wingers because when you cross the ball, if you can control the air after a crossing, then you will be saving lots of those balls that are, when the pass is not that good. This Son saves lots and lots of improperly crossed balls. In the other hand, Messi is bound to lose every aerial ball. So yeah, you need to think about that because it's very annoying. And that's aerial superiority. Then, okay, one-touch pass and one-time shot. They are very good for all these guys, all the midfield and all the forwards. One-touch pass is important for every player, one of the most important skills in the game. But one-time shot is not that important when it comes to the defense. But if you are going to clear the ball, for example, it's going to be counted as a shot because you're not going to use the passing button, you're going to use the kicking button. And if these guys get close to the area and, a bounced ball and they need to shoot, then always one-time shot is going to be a good addition. Because it's not that common for a defender to be controlling the ball and carrying the ball to end up shooting. Instead, it's very common to get a reflected ball, or a bounced ball, a cleared ball, and you're not going to have the time to think. You need to shoot because if you lose the ball with the defender, you're going to get fucked. So in that case, it's going to be good to have one-time shot. I wouldn't add one-time shot to defenders, but it's good if they come with the thing from the start, with the base card. So one-time shot and one-touch pass. Okay, now goalkeepers, I already told you about the skills. It's good to have, it's necessary to have low punt. I added low punt to Courtois and to Oblak. Then is very good if you have a high punt. I don't really care about long throws. And then it's outside curler, one touch pass, and fighting spirit. If you can have a weighted pass or low lofted pass, it's gonna be good. But those are the top tier skills for goalkeepers. The universal ones, we already talked about, I think, most of them. And then you need to think, for example, defenders. They are built with 8 basic defending skills. I already talked about this thing when I was building building a team from zero videos, but those were like 7 one-hour videos, completely fucked up. And I'm also making this video not just because I was asked to, but because it's good to have this information in a shorter video, like a standalone one. I keep thinking, like, I need to find words sometimes to explain what I'm thinking about something. I need to find the words, and I'm trying to translate from Spanish, and then I need to find options because I'm gonna sound weird or it's just gonna be straight out wrong. So yeah, standalone, we're gonna say it like that. It's gonna be a good standalone video. Easier to find when you need that specific information. So 8 defending skills that you need to have with every center back. Those are heading, man marking, interception, blocker, aerial superiority, acrobatic clearance, fighting spirit, and sliding tackle. You need those 8. You should not play center backs without those 8 defending skills. And there is no need to do that because all of the really good defenders come with those 8 skills. You can be in a situation in which a top tier, super top competitive defender like Vardiol from the European box doesn't come with sliding tackle, for example. Or Saliba, that was one of the best nomination players from match passes ever, and he didn't have sliding tackle nor fighting spirit. That was completely cruel. But once you add both skills, you end up with a defender that you cannot stop using for a year and a half for me. Can't remember, like 1700 games. It's impossible to stop using this guy. He's too good for free accounts. It's very difficult to have a better player than this one. I'm also waiting for a better version. Like I want Saliba with balance and jumping. At least 80 jumping and 70 balance, and it's gonna be the perfect Saliba. I'm still waiting for it. And of course, he's gonna be level 100. So yeah, I really want that. I really want that, and I really want a free Alphonso Davies, like a big time card or something like that. There was one. I want that one. It's too old, so it's time for them to give us special Alphonso Davies for free. All right, so back to the skills. 8 defensive skills. After that, you have the opportunity to add passing skills, and those are very important for defenders. The general 10 important skills, I already told you about that. But now, you need to understand that long-range shooting is a top-tier skill that is not good for a defender. You don't need that. If he has that, it's good, but you don't really need that. There are much more important skills for defenders, in need to be added than long-range shooting. For example, you want long throws, super important for a defender. But there is an order of importance. For example, you need first outside curler. I'm still looking for that. One touch pass. I'm still looking for that. Those 2 come before everything else. not before sliding tackle. But after you complete the 8 defensive skills, you need to hammer that shit on your heads, whatever. Well, it needs to stay inside your head. So, yeah, if you stick it outside, you might not get it into your brains. I'm thinking about my English, so don't worry about that. So yeah, you need to remind that. After the 8 defensive skills, outside curler, one touch pass, weighted pass, and low lofted pass. If you have all of those and you still have space, then long throws, captaincy, through passing, and that's that. If you have the 8 defensive skills and you have some of the passes, and for example, I wouldn't add through passing if I'm in the need of more defenders in need of captaincy. I have captaincy with this guy, and I have captaincy. No captaincy. This is a problem for me. I need more players with captaincy. Now this guy has captaincy, and then Tony Adams has captaincy. So if I'm going to replace Costa Curta, then I need to place, for example, Tony Adams. I think captaincy should be used with one of the players in the defensive line or the goalkeeper, preferably the goalkeeper. So that's very important because of my substitution system, I'm gonna be replacing 5 guys, and if you replace the 5 guys, then the system is gonna try to auto-select the captain, and if you don't have other players with captaincy, you're gonna end up without the skill, and the skill, it's a super top tier skill that I'm not naming captaincy as one of the general top tier skills because it's not a skill that you should be adding. Some of your players should have from the start captaincy, for example, Costa Curta or Tony Adams. You need to remember that. I won't be using captaincy with Messi because I'm going to replace Messi. And I don't know, Safi Salih has captaincy? No, but for example, Drogba has captaincy, I think. Yeah, but I don't think that's good because I'm going to be replacing these guys. Either replacing these guys or they are not going to start the match because sometimes Stoichkov has the arrow pointing up and Messi is like horizontal, so he's going to start the match. And if you place captaincy on Messi and you forget about the substitution during the beginning of the match, you're going to end up running the game with no captaincy, and then your players are going to be tired much faster. Of course, if you, for example, place captaincy on Messi and you have Costa Curta on the team, like a starting player, captaincy is going to be moved directly to Costa Curta. But that's only if you have another player with captaincy. Probably I should erase through passing and add captaincy to Vardiol because through passing was something that was very good before I started thinking about all the defenders having captaincy, which came to my mind strongly after I realized Vardiol was better than Tony Adams, which was, I don't know, 10 days ago. I'm still not going to replace through passing, but I think it's a good idea. Because now if I switch Costa Curta, I'm also in the need of switching Vardiol for Tony Adams, and Vardiol is better. So it's a little bit of a problem. That should be solved with captaincy in the goalkeeper. Maybe if I do that, for example, I replace Costa Curta, depending on the arrows or depending on the situation, I will be replacing Courtois for Oblak. Courtois is much, much better, so it's not a really, really good idea. But Oblak has the captaincy. Okay, let me check the time. Oh, it's only 25 minutes. We're fine. So, 8 defending skills and the passes. Now, when you go to the fullbacks, it's a little bit different because you need almost everything that I said before, but you also need pinpoint crossing. There is no way you should play a fullback without pinpoint crossing. Now, Davies is a kind of strange situation because I got this player way early in the game. I didn't think about the outside curler, but also with outside curler, but even with outside curler, he has almost no passing and kicking power is very low. So I'm not replacing this guy because his physical numbers are so unique that he's the safest way to control every aerial ball in the back. When he goes and gives you a hand during corners, he is almost always going to win. He controls the side, 95% security, you're gonna get the aerial balls. So, very difficult player to replace. But if I wouldn't be using Davies, then a player like Belletti will be in the need of outside curler, and he already has pinpoint crossing. So those skills are mandatory for fullbacks. Outside curler, pinpoint crossing, and then man marking, interception, and fighting spirit. After you have those 5 skills, then you need to have at least something else with your fullback. If you have three good skills, then you can build a completely useful fullback. For example, this guy has pinpoint crossing, man marking. Let's say this guy. Okay, wait, no. We're gonna do it with this guy. It's easier. This guy had pinpoint crossing, acrobatic clearance, and fighting spirit. With only pinpoint crossing and fighting spirit, I can build a good fullback because I need man marking, interception, one-touch pass, and that's that. Then you can add, for example, blocker and aerial superiority, the way I did it. If this guy had a little bit more passing, I wouldn't be using blocker. And because he jumps a lot, I won't be using aerial superiority. And I will be using outside curler and probably low lofted pass to help the passing and the lower kicking power. But like fullbacks need defending skills and passing skills, especially pinpoint crossing and outside curler. For example, Costa Curta is one of the situations in which you won't be needing outside curler. It's not bad, but you won't be needing it because he is ambidextrous. Ambidextrous players, especially forwards, don't need outside curler because it's gonna ruin your cheat shot. Because they're gonna try to. You have to cheat shot with the inside of your foot, and they're gonna be trying to kick the ball with the outside of the foot, and they don't need to do that because they are ambidextrous. So they're gonna be doing a fine job with both feet. So remember that. That's why Costa Curta doesn't have outside curler. Instead of that, I gave him through passing. He has, I think, he has every defensive skill, maybe. Man-line blocker, sliding tackle, acrobatic clearance, captaincy, yeah, and fighting spirit. This guy is a monster. Wait. Oh yeah, and I added the aerial superiority. Yeah, he has the 8 defending skills. If your fullback has the 8 defending skills, then it's better. That's the perfect situation, because after that you can add the passing skills, and it will be pinpoint crossing, outside curler, one-touch pass, low lofted pass, and then maybe I think now I will be adding a weighted pass and not through passing. But, you know, he's already passing the ball properly, and I don't want to waste that through passing. It might come in handy in certain situations, so I'm going to stay with the through passing, but weighted pass I think is a better option. Yeah, he's completely ambidextrous. Monster, monster, monster. Very important for fullbacks to have kicking power, some curl, and lofted pass. It would be better to have 80 curl, but yeah, not possible with Costa Curta. Now, DMFs are closer to defenders, but it's very important for them to have one-touch pass and through passing. You need to have those for your DMFs. If you have one-touch pass and through passing, you are more or less okay. Oh, of course, outside curler. But those are universal. I already told you that. So fighting spirit, outside curler. One-touch pass, through passing, and then you can improve defense. This guy has man marking, track back. This guy is too good again, too good. You have 1, it's like 3, 5, 6. He needs heading and aerial superiority. In this case, I wouldn't be adding aerial superiority. It will be good, but I like my DMFs to have soul control, long range curler, and long range shooting. So with those, I can play defensive DMF, but if the guy goes to the front lines and he gets the ball, he's gonna be able to shoot properly from afar without going too forward. I can't remember how to say that. I don't want the guys going to the front that much. I don't want them reaching the big area. So from outside the big area, they're gonna be able to score, and then they can go back after shooting, and you don't risk leaving the defense too wide open. Okay, with that, maybe you can add more passing skills. If you don't want to have that outside shooting option, then the better option is to add low lofted pass, mainly weighted pass. Weighted pass, low lofted pass, maybe pinpoint crossing. For example, Davids needs one-touch pass, through passing, outside curler. You have 2 other spaces, maybe low lofted pass and weighted pass. That's that. So that's skills for DMFs. This guy has, for example, Marseille turn, shit, knuckle shot. You don't really need that, and track back, because he has 100 stamina. I think track back is really good. I wouldn't change trackback, but Marseille turn and knuckle shot, those are kind of useless, so it will be good to have weighted pass and low lofted pass without losing the shooting and the curler. So remember that. Those will be the perfect 15 skills for, I think, every DMF. Davids has 13 perfect DMF skills right now. Only missing weighted pass and low lofted pass. I don't think it's that important to have a heel trick with DMFs. Oh, heel trick, yeah. I'm gonna add, by the end of the video, I'm gonna add a heel trick to the universal skills because it's not that much important, but it is a universal top tier skill. Okay, so that's the DMF. Just for you to know, to understand, or to you will see that I think about those skills for real because I did the same thing with Guardiola. Guardiola has the passing skills. He has I added the man marking and the blocker, and he has the interception, the fighting spirit. He comes with the outside curler. He has the through passing, the one touch pass, weighted pass, low lofted pass. He has cut behind, deep in shot. Again, two stupid skills. I had to forget about sliding tackle and aerial acrobatic clearance. Aerial superiority is not needed because he's not really good at jumping. And again, if you think you don't need the shooting skills with Guardiola, then a sliding tackle and acrobatic clearance will be very good replacements for long range curler and long range shooting. But to stay with my position, I added soul control, long range curler, and long range shooting. And now I have again a DMF or CMF with a lot of attacking capabilities. He has 70 finishing on the team, but curl is amazing. 94 kicking power and lofted pass 90. So he's gonna be able to send extremely poisoned lofted centered passes and through passes, and he's gonna be able to score from afar. So, just to understand the concept. Then we have the AMF. AMF is half a forward, so in this case I like to have hybrid defensive AMFs, but in times of need I'm gonna be forgetting about the defensive skills. For example, I think it's good to have interception, but it's not necessary to have man marking or blocker. For example, a better AMF will be Bellingham. Bellingham has interception, fighting spirit, but no other defensive skill. So he has a complete Neymar's double touch, which is perfect for an AMF, soul control, outside curler, one-time shot, one-touch pass, all of those those last three universal skills. And then you need attack. Mainly long-range shooting. I don't think you need long-range curler with your AMF, but Bellingham has 85 finishing with 70 curl. Long-range curler makes him much more stronger. So it's very good to add the long-range curler. Then heel trick, amazing for AMFs. You need heel trick with AMFs and with forwards. Through passing, it's a top tier. You cannot have an AMF without through passing. And weighted pass was just something. I just added that. Maybe I could have added aerial superiority. But I need to remember that right now during this update, or even in 2025, Weighted pass is utilized like a lot because it helps the ball not going too far away. It has like an effect, like a rotatory, or like, yeah, like I don't know. The ball just does an effect to stop the movement when it lands, and it helps the forward to reach the ball. So it's very good, a very good skill to add to your AMFs, and people, players that are going to be passing the ball and through passing the ball. Okay, so that's basically the AMF. Lots of passing, lots of shooting, and defensive skills you can leave behind. Now, for example, I don't really need flip-flop on my AMF, nor rising shot, and cut behind is good with every player. So yeah, I don't use the cut behind, but yeah, you kind of need it. So I could replace flip-flop and rising shot for man marking and aerial superiority, for example, or maybe man marking and blocker, or maybe blocker and aerial superiority, depending on your taste. But those will be the perfect skills for AMFs. When you go to your wingers, things are again different. You don't need defensive skills. Interception could be good, track back could be good, but you need to have double touch. This is the most important position for the double touch. I think AMFs should have double touch, and it's good to have double touch with forwards. Well, truth is, I actually don't like to have AMFs without double touch. So I don't think you need the double touch, but I won't play an AMF with no double touch. But I will definitely not accept in any kind of situation a winger without double touch nor long range curler. You need those two. So you see, there are skills that define a position, or a position that define a set of skills. I wouldn't be in the need of long range curler with the AMF or my defenders, but I am definitely not accepting a winger without long range curler or double touch. Then you need attacking skills, long range shooting, one-time shot, a fighting spirit, of course, outside curler, then through passing and one-touch pass, very important. But again, if this was way before a better understanding of the game, I think, for example, Son, it's complicated. As an advanced striker, he's properly built. But as a winger, and I use him as a winger, he should have probably pinpoint crossing instead of, one-touch pass. I think through passing is better than one-touch pass for wingers and forwards. But the point is, I think wingers should have pinpoint crossing. Now, this guy has chop turn and scissor feint. Those are the problems. Instead of those, if he could have one-touch pass, then I will have the space. He has captaincy. I don't need captaincy. Gamemanship. Gamemanship is not bad, but it will be better to have one-touch pass and soul control. And then I will be able to add pinpoint crossing and probably weighted pass. Or definitely aerial superiority. Definitely aerial superiority. So, yeah, those are little problems. Gamemanship is also a kind of universal skill, but not that good. Not as good as captaincy and heel trick. Gamemanship is more like captaincy. It's a passive, convenient skill. Okay, so those are the wingers. One touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, and then all the shooting skills. Outside curler, fighting spirit, basically that. And then we reach the forwards. And when we talk about forwards, then it's more or less like the wingers, but you don't need the pinpoint crossing. And you don't need the passing skills. It's super, very, very, very good to have the passing skills, but you need to have all of the attacking skills, in my opinion. So you need heading, long range curler. I mean, 3 shooting skills: long range curler, long range shooting, one-time shot. Then aerial combo, heading, aerial superiority. Then trick combo, heel trick, and outside curler. Then you need, in my opinion, you need double touch combo. Double touch and soul control, which is what I'm missing. Then you need, what's the name of that thing? Chip shot control. But I'm not going to add the chip shot control, but because there is no space. And then you need to think about your super sub. Super sub is not completely necessary, but in my case gives me 2 special benefits that are mandatory. They are not necessary for me, they are mandatory. First, you can save points, because if you see, I have finishing 88, which is not that much, but with super sub I'm gonna be reaching finishing 95. The same with offensive awareness. So I'm gonna be able to save points there to be able to build my special Batistuta, which is a Batistuta with physical contact 96 and jumping 100. And this guy is destroying everybody during aerial fights. So very important for me. And the second benefit is that I don't need to think who starts the match, because without super sub it's very difficult for me to use a guy with the arrow pointing up. For example, Krivert has the arrow pointing up, Batistuta has the arrow horizontal. Now I do this, and if I want to use Batistuta during the second half, he's not going to have the boosted stats with super sub, and I will be losing the boosted stats with Krivert, because I'm using him during the first half and he has the super sub also. So if every single forward has super sub, then whatever I do, I'm going to be getting the buffs. And that's the other benefit. Of course, it's not just that I'm doing that on a whim. It's actually very good, because I'm going to be always replacing one forward, and I really want that those boosted stats. Also, Safi Salih, who is almost always my free forward, he plays the entire match. But if something happens and I have to replace the guy, and probably he's going to be the one entering during the second half, he has the super sub. Of course, the fighting spirit. And he doesn't have the outside curler, because he is completely ambidextrous, again, like Costa Curta. So that's the why for the super sub. And okay, so chip shot control, super sub, and heel trick necessary on forward, and that's that. Phenomenal finishing, of course, is one of the Showtime skills, so there is no point in talking about that. Very good, but not possible to install, to add to the cards, so doesn't really matter. And acrobatic finishing. Yeah, acrobatic finishing, you need that, but in case of need, it's one I could be avoiding, because 90% of the time they are not using acrobatic finishing, and when they use the acrobatic finishing, as a general rule, the ball goes to the public. The ball goes outside the field, so it doesn't really matter. For example, I think this guy, no, he has acrobatic finishing. And for example, this guy, he didn't have acrobatic finishing, but he didn't need anything else, I think. He has like double touch, heading, soul control, chip shot control. I added also that. He has long range shooting, long range curler, one-time shot. You see, for example, I could have added, instead of acrobatic finishing, through passing. And I think I might do that. I think I still might do that, because now we can erase skills, and I have through passing. It's not a bad idea. He has the aerial superiority, heading, bullet header, long range curler, deep-in shot, double touch, outside curl. He doesn't have outside curler. Oh. I cannot add the long range curler, deep-in shot, fighting. I was completely crazy. But now we can erase the skills, so I'm gonna erase acrobatic finishing to add outside curler. Fuck, man, what the? That was a mistake. No, that was a huge mistake, and now I have outside curler with Droga, and I have outside curler with Colomuani. No, I fucked it up. Now I need to wait. Damn it. Okay, no problem. Thanks to you and this video, I realized that I'm missing outside curler with Nunez. Bad boy. Okay, so that was basically the entire thing. Now I explain skills with positions. Now I have a few minutes, so I'm gonna try to summarize the universal skills again. And we're gonna say goodbye, good boy, and goodbye. Okay, so basically it was fighting spirit, outside curler, one touch pass, one time shot, aerial superiority, interception, heel trick, sliding tackle, and then long range curler, and long range shooting. Maybe we could say the first 8 are very universal, and then you have long range shooting, long range curler, and pinpoint crossing. Those are like second tier universal, because almost 70% of the positions need those skills for certain. And then you have like third tier universal, more like passive skills, captaincy, and gamemanship. Yeah. And those are the most important skills. In my opinion, let's go again with the 8. Let's say it's 8 super important universal skills. Fighting spirit, outside curler, one touch pass, one time shot, interception, sliding tackle, and heel trick. Oh, and aerial superiority. Yeah, that's that. Those are usable by basically every player, every position. Every player, every position. And then the rest. Okay, dude. I don't know. Give me your opinion. Your questions, whatever, doubts, send them to the message section. I hope this was useful for you. Yeah, probably I'm gonna be making another video after Thursday because of the update, and I don't know. I don't know what's coming. Players of the week, players of the week from the champions. I hope they give us one extra players of the week champions with special PSG players. And yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoy this thing, and I'll see you next time.